everybody, and welcome to Minute to Skim It. It is now free comic book Eve. No, not that many. Eve, I think. Eve. Yes. Sorry, everyone's all excited. Here's a reminder to definitely use, well, I don't know how up to date it is. Use it with a grain of salt, the actual free comic book day listing for stores that are participating. I think in the past, if your store wasn't fully participating in buying X amount of books at the gold level, which there's gold level books, don't ask me, then they don't get listed. So I don't even know if we're listed on the official free comic book day thing. I would just pay attention to the social media for your local comic shop. Some people are doing amazing stuff this week. So on Saturday, you might show up at your local comic shop and they're like, hey, we're doing this as a charity fundraiser. Do you have some canned goods? It would be good to know that before you show up, because you want to help out your local communities that need canned food right now. Lots of single families out there could really use your help. Or there's a blood drive. You should know and eat breakfast. So you shouldn't be giving blood on no breakfast. Or if your local comic shop is going to have the 501st or any of its sister or brother organizations, I say everything's a sister organization, that all show up just for charity of work. Or if they're going to have some special guests, like huge, big special guests. I've seen as big a names as Howard Chaykin announced this week. I think that's my friends at Nowhere Comics and Games in California. I'm pretty sure that's where I just saw it. So even locally, we've got some great guests that are coming, and we're having local people. They're still famous, but local nonetheless. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Word to the wise, your LCS did not get those comics for free. They paid for them so that you can have them for free. So be nice to them, yo. Drop a couple bucks while you're there. And also, it's new comic books. There's going to be so many cool things, including there's some super on the download drops that weren't official free comic book day books, but they were sending them directly to your comic shop anyway, because those companies really wanted to get you books. So pay attention to what's out there. You might be really surprised. What else? Are you excited about anything free comic book day-ish?
Just to see everybody. People cosplaying, people just checking out the new books, and generally treat it as a day that you explore different shops that you're not super familiar with. It's always nice to see to go to your home base store, but also just check out other ones because they'll have different events going on, and it's always super, super fun.
Oh yeah. I like seeing the kids come out. I like doing we do a little dress up prop setup that we have, where we bring a bunch of lightsabers and sombreros and those little ponies that you ride on a stick, just like anything people would like to have for taking cool pictures. So dress up, have fun. It's like nerd prom. You should come, and it supports this awesome event that goes on every year and probably will always go on because you guys love it so much. Mm-hmm. All right, but first you have to make it through Wednesday, which is New Comic Book Day. Let's give you some information about what is coming out this week, so you know what you need to call your LCS for and say, yo, put that in my box. Oh, right away, we're going to get into something light and full of rainbows and hearts. No, this is something that's killing the children. It took kind of the new kind of jump on point recently. So this is a great place to jump in. This one is more about the people now than the monsters, just so you know. Erica is still part of the storyline, but also she has I don't even actually know who this other person is. I've missed some of the issues in between to know. I think this is just a younger person from her order, maybe related to her because it looks an awful lot like her. This one is, the series in general is great. It has a sister book called House of Slaughter, and I feel like there's another book series that's going to be tied to it soon. The premise is very simple for the whole series. There are monsters, very, very scary monsters. Think kind of like the oh, what's the creature from Stranger Things? The big gigantic ghost smoke monster. I forgot that guy's name.
The Mind Flayer?
No, the big gigantic one that's always looming around.
Well, I mean, you got the Demigorgon, but the Mind Flayer's much bigger.
Oh, is that much bigger? Maybe I've seen pictures of the Mind Flayer. So imagine that, but smaller, something that's bigger than a person. But people can't see these monsters, only kids can. And people from the Order of St. George, which Eric is from. And they have a bunch of different segments of the Order of St. George. They wear different mask colors. And it's kind of cool how they get jumped into that organization. But they can see these monsters and they fight them. Trying to protect those children that tend to get killed because, I don't know, it's super scary. If you like scary stuff, but also some good human drama, you want to get to know characters like I do. I don't just like stabby parts. I'm like, I want to care about who's getting stabby first. Otherwise, who cares? So, yeah, Something's Killing the Children continues to be amazeballs.
Detective Comics. So this is the annual. So this is a really good jumping on point, and this one I believe might be the first one written by Al Ewing for this series. Although I'll have to double check that one, but basically the premise for the main mystery of this book, there is a billionaire locked in his bunker, and there's a knife in his back, but he's the only one that has a code to get in, and his staff they weren't there that day, no one was supposed to go in was supposed to go in and out. It was literally just him, and there's a note that says, "Batman, do not investigate my murder." And yeah, so it's all in three acts.
Reverse psychology.
Yeah,
you know he's gonna now.
It's like now I have to investigate his murder. He sends in like a Robin or something, but like it was I really enjoyed it, but I think to me like the strongest story in this issue was the like the backup story to this, which is much more lighter compared to like the main murder in the main story. But yeah, it was really cool to see Al Ewing write a Batman book. And let's see, it's like saying don't think about the people, but
I can't remember who did. So I know it was Ron V for a while in this book, and wasn't there someone in between? I can't remember who was the other person.
I haven't been really reading Detective Comics, unfortunately, but like this one I was hoping to grab today because I enjoy Ewing's work, and this was a really good issue. And you're trying to figure out like, okay, who killed this man and how did they do it? And once it's explained, you're like, okay, that is pretty like a dang on clever. And something else I did like, each act had different art in it and had like a different tone. So definitely do check this out. If you're already reading it, you're pretty much enjoying Detective, I'm sure. And don't press the button.
Are you guys enjoying those Batman, not Batman commercials from the Jake at State Farm, I think? It's like a hilarious. Bateman, not Batman.
Those are fun.
That's what that reminds me. Yeah, Bateman is like, oh, well, now I want to push it even more. They're terrific. I've heard a lot of people do buzz about it. They're like, well, this is the Batman we all need.
The Batman.
Jason Bateman, that's right. Oh, sorry. Cha-ching, we just sold something. I guess you know that now. Watch out. WWE number 10.
Oh,
yeah. All right. Wolverine Kitty Pryde. This is what you definitely need to be picking up if you love Claremont. Claremont's the reason why I started reading comic books in general, specifically his gigantically long run on X-Men. And this book takes place in old school X-Men continuity, so during his original run. So this is just normal adventure for them, but the cool thing about this one is that there are 4 or 5 new characters named in this book. So if you like new characters, or if you like kind of like seeing Kitty kind of like learning her way through her early powers. I don't know. This is like not groundbreaking material. It's not going to blow your mind, but it feels like coming home, if that makes sense at all. To anybody that read Claremont during that era, you're like, yes, feel very happy today. And the art style is pretty represented by the cover there. But I was it does kind of look Valentine-ish. I see the little pink things along the side, kind of almost like little hearts.
I think it's rest could be like looking too fast, get a giant heart in the background.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they do love each other, but not in that way.
So Godzilla versus Los Angeles. So this is one, on a side note, I'm not sure if you guys can see at the bottom, but basically, from my understanding, every sale of this book, the proceeds goes to people who were affected in the wildfires earlier this year. Just wanted to make mention of that really quickly, but this is, I don't know if fun would be the right word, but it genuinely is like it's an interesting book because the love of people, obviously from the area, who intertwine their love for Los Angeles and Godzilla into like 3 different stories. Which I think my favorite one was like they were explaining why Los Angeles is such a car dependent city and the histories of it. And it's like, while he's explaining this, they're also on a run from Godzilla and they're trying to get to like a metro station in time. It's like, hey, I don't know if people know this, but we have an underground system that we can escape to in scenarios like this, because apparently this happens a lot here. But yeah, like the Los Angeles tribute issue from a couple weeks ago, this one is also very good. And the variant for this is probably one of my favorite variants I've seen in a long time. It's like it's like these Chola twins, and like the lowrider. It's like a Mothra. It's Mothra's design.
It's here, isn't it? Oh,
we made one. So Jake can find it, like, because I want to say I ordered some for the store because it's such a fun cover, and it should be IDW.
Oh, it's IDW one. No,
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong spot.
Like 5 more seconds, guys.
Oh, it doesn't matter. They don't care. Mirror. Oh yeah. That's the way right there. I bet you that car actually exists, honestly. That seems like something that the fine folks of LA would make absolutely.
But genuinely, like, this series was in production before everything went down, but like as you're reading it, you can't help but think of like about the wildfires and how the city bands together against crises, whether it's a wildfire or a giant kaiju. It's a very fantastic issue, and I'm looking forward to the next one, which is Godzilla versus Boston. So I kind of want to see how they throw down in that one.
Hey man, if a fire person isn't the hero of that book, then I don't know what's going on in this world. Boston's got great fire people.
Like Godzilla, yeah.
Godzilla. Oh my gosh. You know what's so funny is, not funny, but interesting about this time is that during the fires, there was a lot of misinformation that went out, including that the Hollywood sign was on fire. So here we go. Hollywood sign made it through the fires, but not through Godzilla. Also, it's really weird because that hill is really high, and I'm pretty sure he could not walk up it. Just saying. He could crawl up it, maybe.
Just like roll down.
Godzilla. You guys are so funny. Okay, let me see. What can I tell you about this one? Because I cannot remember if in the last issue they started broaching this part. All right, so I know the things that you should know going in is that in this series, Harry Osborn is died. Harry was married to Gwen. So remember, Ultimate Universe is not our universe. this one really reaches out into all the ideas that they've been putting out recently, that they have started to become kind of self-aware, some of the characters, that the maker has made this universe, and that he is going to come back, even though he's kind of like, I don't know, it sounds like from all the other series that he's like in exile. I don't know what he did to do that to himself, but anyway, that they're starting to understand that these things are true. The other cool thing about this series and the way they've addressed the characters is that this one gets more into Gwen, who the characters on the front cover are going to be kind of spoilery for you. She's related to that character in a way you are not expecting at all. I was kind of blown away, but yay, girl. What else can I tell you? That's probably it, because otherwise it's going to spoil some stuff in this issue. I really love that every single issue they give us something new, something that has not really been like delved into in the books before. And it's really hard, y'all. I don't even know how in the world they could possibly know all the storylines that have happened before. I know that they've got to be asking the Marvel bullpen all the time, because those guys tend to have like the master list of like, has this happened before to this character? Is there a precedent for it? Because how embarrassing would it be to be like, I've got this great idea. How about if Gwen was blank? And they're saying, oh no, that's been done 20 times. We've done 3 what ifs about it. This feels always fresh, and I'm always really happy about the crazinesses they've decided to do. None of them have ever been like, oh, that just seems like you guys are reaching around. You know, like how sometimes when they have books and you're just like, you just made a mech version of them because you couldn't properly tell story. If Gwen was blank, it would save on ink. Oh my word. And the art in this series is also really cool. It's about what you see on the front cover there. I actually had a long talk with a customer the other day where he was dropping a series because he felt like the cover arts, and this is specifically from a company that they do have like 20 or 30 covers for each book. And he wanted the book interiors to match the exteriors. And I was like, for this company, that'd be impossible because they have so many different variant covers, and they're gorgeous and it's awesome to collect them. But I do understand, like, it's that whole thing, like the cover's a lie, because sometimes you're like, oh, it's a nice, beautiful painted cover, and I hope Alex Ross is drawing this whole thing inside. And sometimes he is. But if he isn't, however beautiful the art is inside, sometimes you're a little wah-wah. So I like this. The cover is not a lie. How's that? For my Portal friends.
So clickbait. So Lost Fantasy #1, it's giant size. It's gone to a point, whether it's comics, games, whatever, if I see a giant sword, I'm going to read it or check it out. So so this one, the premise is pretty interesting. During the earthquake that happened in San Francisco in 1906, 1908, it opens these like portals, and from these portals comes out these monsters, these creatures, and of course we as humans are like, what is that? But then these other beings come out that look like us, but they have powers, and they stop these demons. This basically sets up our world meeting the people of, I think it was called Terra, where they're in the earth, but it's looks like us, but it's pretty interesting. Main character you see on the cover, he's got a giant sword, and he uses it quite a bit in this issue, and he is trying to investigate an incident involving a young girl and something from his, I guess, homeland or I guess homeworld. Really liked it. it was something that like I remember seeing this cover before, but I didn't read too much into it because I tried to go into things blind. But this one was really good, and the ending was a definite like, okay, how are they going to like this isn't like a one shot, is it? Like how is this where is this going to go? The Great Bullet Thumb, Giant and or Talking Sword, very true. Um, but yeah, I want to reread it again because I feel like there were some things that was going on in the background that I may have missed, but like definitely check it out if you like urban fantasy or just fantasy in general. It's a good one.
All right, before we move off this thing, I want to have a discussion with our awesome viewers. Favorite sword from a comic book and why? Shanice, I know you got one.
What's my favorite sword?
Yeah, what's your favorite sword?
Favorite sword right now would be this, but Wonder Woman's sword and for now in absolute is
yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so we've got to vote for Wonder Woman's sword in the new Absolute line. Yeah, that was mind blowing. If you haven't been reading that, you should definitely see what we're talking about.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
giant sword.
Yeah. I like Valifax from God Country because I like a sword that talks smack. Does it have to be a sword? Yes. Oh, I guess axes are okay.
Like anything sharp.
Yes, axe. Is his name Axe? I thought he had a name. Maybe it's just like Owen's got a name and the axe doesn't. That is also a terrific series if you're not reading Barbaric or haven't read any of the offshoots, Sword Queen or whatever the other ones are. If you like bloodthirsty axes that have a mouth and talk back to you. No one has any famous favorite swords. You don't have to know their name. How about the Sword of Omens, Thundercats?
Or anything that features a giant sword that y'all like.
How about Cloud's sword? Hey, Kenneth. All right. You guys start thinking about it. You can just type it up in the comments. Knifey from High on Life. Oh, my word. Nice. Good vote. Yeah.
Very cool.
Adventures of Ulysses Monarch. Who is it? What the company is that from?
I think it's a Comixology original. I had it in my list today.
Oh, awesome. Sword of Grey Skull. Yes, absolutely. Soul Sword Magic.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that there's some changes happening with that sword, by the way. And everybody else, thank you guys for participating. I like knowing what you guys like. That's why we're here, right? Nerd Out together. All right. What's next? Oh, we are taking everyone down with us. Yes, we are. Especially if you're a Matt Rosenberg fan, you know that you are. Okay. So if you did not read the first issue, I hesitate to tell you too much because I feel like there's a through line that they are still not addressing. But I will tell you what we know that is not spoilery. So this little girl who's on the cover, oh, she has a really cool name, and now I'm not going to remember it. It's not important anyway, but I just like her name. As a mom, I'd be like, if I had a girl, that would be a cool name. Okay, so she finds herself on an island that it's got a facility on it, right? Kind of a secret facility kind of island. Don't think Dr. Evil, think more high tech / 007 kind of stuff. And Annalise, that's it. Oh, such a pretty name. All right. And you kind of meet her. She's in the woods playing hide and go seek with some of these robot, I don't know, helpers. They're pretty dumb. Dumb in a way that they don't understand the point of hide and go seek. They're really there just to protect her. So I don't think it's not their job really to entertain her, but she's just trying to find something to do. And you find out in that first issue that her dad is working on the island on secret things. And there's kind of this like weird hanging about mystery about her mom what happened to her, dead maybe, and you find out that her dad / other people on the island locked away this guy in the basement, who's like, begging for help. Dad says that guy's no good. You should not ever come in here again. And then everything goes chaos. There's a big at the end of that issue, right? Which is probably why she's got blood on her. And so this book is like mostly that chaos that happens afterwards. Everyone trying to get away, run away. People are after them. But also there you find out some really cool stuff. It does take a little bit of a left turn away from being really set in like kind of more reality, in so much as that there are walking, talking robots in this one that seem like they're pretty autonomous. I like this kind of like maneuvering through genre to keep us on our toes, which is stuff that they do. And the continuation that Rosenberg always writes really strong female protagonists. It's kind of cool that it's this girl. She's tough and she's not going to give you her gun. Just going to tell you that. So try this out. For fans of probably Something is Killing the Children / I'm trying to think of what else is going on right now that's kind of like also kind of in your face. How about Pop Wars? Yeah, really great stuff. Yes, for books with long titles. We're going to see if someone can eventually make one that fills the entire front of the book.
So Godzilla versus Spider-Man. So basically every single one of these one-shots I have enjoyed immensely. They're all great. They're all super fun. And they've all had this splash page that you're just like, this is why I read comic books, because they can be so fun and silly and just great. And you can tell by this cover, this takes place when Peter has the black suit in the how does she pronounce it in the Venom trailer? Like, she pronounced it so badly. Symbiote.
I know. I was like,
yeah.
what? She got something wrong. She's having a little stroke right now,
or something like that. Like with the symbiote. And this one, I will say that we don't. This one, I will say that it does mention the events of Godzilla versus Hulk. So you're starting to kind of you're starting to see this like some light crossover happening here. As you read these one shots. But yeah, it's great. This is easily the funniest one out of all of them. There is a exchange between two characters that you don't see on the front cover, but just kind of keep in mind when Peter when he was dealing with this, who was in the supporting cast. And it's fun. It's great. I just want to open this issue to show people like the page I'm talking about, because it's like this is so great. The way the ending of this issue, it seems like it's going to lead to something else.
I know this is the first appearance in here.
Yeah,
it should be a kind of an obvious what they might do given the things on the front cover.
Yes and no, but needs more boom boom. Yeah, but yeah, this is great. These one shots, when they were announced, I was like, I love Godzilla. I love the Marvel characters. I know about the original series, like way back in the day. But this has been just so fun, and they've been consistently great. And genuinely, I would recommend these guys. I'm not gonna say fun again, but like it's fantastic. Superior, great, spectacular, even, I guess. Ultimately great. Spider-Man adjective.
Oh, there you go. Symbiote suit seems a bad idea. One Godzilla roar and it's going to be running for the hills. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you found its weakness, Mr. No. You found its weakness. Great. By the way, Doctor Who would have just like run roughshod over Venom, right?
Yeah.
Sonic Disruptor. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Venzilla. Oh, that's a cool Barron's cover. I read mine was like I think the Spears cover. I don't know if this was new this week. The release schedule for Dynamite Books has been a little bit messed up because of the diamond shipping situation. So whenever your comic shop gets it, enjoy it. I know the Spears covers came in for us today. So this is a story that feels like it's attached to a story that happened before, but they explain enough in this one that I did not read that series, and I felt like, oh, I can understand what happened. I guess that Ash went back, he used his book, went back way back into time in medieval times, found somebody, fell in love, then left that time period and came back to modern time, right? He has regrets. So he ends up going back because he can. He shows up, oops, kind of in a wrong time period, space, dimension. I have no idea. But Ren Sonia is there. And he forgot his boom boom stick. Dadgummit. So I don't know what's a guy to do. Think that gingers are hot and be like, I forgot all about that other chick. Who can say what's going to happen here? But also zombies. They've been saying Ash is like the turtles. You can mash him with anyone. It's true. What's the most ridiculous thing we could put Ash in? I'm going to do Army of Darkness, Littlest Pet Shop.
Oh gosh, Army of Darkness, My Little Pony.
There's some dark ponies, though. That's not really a big stretch.
There's dark ponies.
There's dark ponies. I've seen them. They have angry faces.
Okay, that's on the same level as the Evil Dead. Okay, yeah.
And now, thanks to Shanice, I want a My Little Pony of Darkness.
Oh my gosh. Send it to Dynamite. We have a pitch here.
I'm telling you, we just need a bunch of like things that we dream about, put it in a hat and pull two out and be like, someone make that. Someone will pay for the licenses for both things, surely, right? Can't be that expensive.
Ooh, the Slasher's Apprentice. So there are three things, and whenever I watch or read a horror, I'll maybe just go like, oh, I can't do it. And with my luck, this happens in the first 3 pages of me reading this book. So it's like, dang it. So the characters you see on the main cover is a podcaster, and in the reflection is a serial killer that wears a lion's mask, and well, they do their thing. So her podcast is focused on serial killers, and she's tracking him down. And I don't think this is a spoiler because it's literally in the title, but she wants to be their apprentice, their helper. There is something that leads up to this that I won't spoil because you guys, again, just go into these books completely blind. But yeah, this is a really solid slasher issue, and I've said before, like, I love horror. I love it. I love it so much. This was one of the few comics that depicted something that I just audibly just went like, oh, I just had to grab a certain body part because it was so bad. But yeah, if you want a slasher comic, slasher issue, this would be it. It's got some pretty gnarly kills in this. I'm not even gonna lie. It's just like Batcave, they're killing it. Those Not Afraid. Yes, I agree with our producer. Definitely read that too. I don't know what else to say. Like, it's like
That's a great idea, though. Because
right.
if you think about it, there's a ton of podcasters out there that are doing shows that are like doing active kind of investigations of things. But I've never heard of anybody getting close enough to the actual possible suspect to put their own lives in danger. But it has to have happened, right? When they're like, I need to shut that voice up because they're putting out too much out there that's getting too close.
Right. And it's fun to see like a true crime podcaster like actually they're not doing it for like just like to for like the I guess entertainment value like of these podcasts where they're like, hey, we're gonna profit off of someone's misery. It's like this is someone who's like they literally gets into the mind of this killer and they investigate it and they just track him down, and I am very intrigued where this is going to go. I'm hoping that they don't have that thing I mentioned earlier again in the second issue. Yeah, but yeah, it's great.
It's like my poor sweet husband. I'm so obsessed with true crime that he thinks that I'm secretly wanting to apprentice. Like, no. Howdy, Barlord.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling me a kid. I'll take that. Super Science. Oh, you found a really fun cover. I love that cover so much. Yeah, that's pretty representative of what nonsense is going on in this book. This is the cover I have. So this is an advanced. Don't look for this at your LCS this week. You're not going to find it. This is an advanced copy that they sent me. It's of Chapter 0, just as a kind of like try this out. The lab also solicited recently a book series. I'm going to get the name of it. I'm sorry. It's called Essentials. Here, I'm going to show you the inside of this just because I can. Because these images have been out there. This one has been co-created, or it's written by Luke Arnold, who is an actor, a very attractive actor from Black Sails. I met him for the first time at a industry event. And I was just like, he was like, do you watch my show? And I was like, no, but I intend to. He's like, great. I'm glad to hear you're a huge fan. I'm like, he just heard whatever he wanted to hear, didn't he? I just said, yes, sir. But he's a very kind gentleman, by the way. He let me just roll it off. So this is a crazy book. So the premise of the series is kind of like starts it out is that like for unexplained reasons, or at least so far in the book, the sky turns, I think they say purple or violet for an amount of time. And when it stops, then there are some people that all of a sudden just have like super, call it science ability, because that's what it is, super science. And they can all of a sudden just like create crazy, like complex things like robots or new technologies or just anything you can think of science-wise they can do. Now, most of these people that we meet are pretty crazy and end up being like super bad guys. And the book kind of starts out with the guy who's getting farted on. He hires a girl to go and steal something off of someone else's computer. And I'll just leave you with this so you can understand what this universe is about. They said that they gave us this book and they were supposed to like give us kind of like this is the soft opening for this book. But no, there's like mention of orgies and part people, part animal hybrids that just like either were made to be that way by a super bad guy because of the super science thing, or just made it happen themselves. So just be aware. It's pretty adult. It doesn't really show any nudity though, as far as I remember, other than this guy's butts. But it's 100% ridiculous. Imagine if you were to take like Despicable Me and what's the other one with the super like it stars like a bad guy? We'll say Incredibles. That bad guy. You could say Minute to Skim It is a gas. I am like an 8-year-old boy. I like talking about farts. So yeah, think about putting this on your list. The company is The Lab. That's their little logo, the little boop, The Lab. And they're new on the scene, but they do make really high quality books. It's like the covers are more like cardstock weight, and it's fun. The art inside is not represented by the cover here. That's just good cover art. The inside's more like the cover art on this one, but super fun.
So the power company So with this one, I will say you may want to read the Black Lightning miniseries that came out a couple months ago, and the DC Power one shot that came out in February. I think it's February. But just as a heads up, this one, it's still new reader friendly, like especially if you're a fan like of any of these characters on the cover. But like there is some context that you will miss out on because you're like, wait, how did they even get together in the first place? So when I first heard about this, I'm like, oh, cool, Vixen. I always adored her, and she's in a book, so that makes me very happy. And I was excited to read about her and Signal and Black Lightning, and even this character, Jason Power, I believe his name is. And of course, the focus of the book is on Batman, which I don't mind Batman as a character, no matter who has the cowl, but it's like these are other much more interesting characters I want to read about in this issue.
Is it the I Am Batman, Luke?
Jace Fox.
Fox? Oh, so yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, like the issue is not bad. I just wish that it was more focused on like the team, like as a whole, instead of just like brooding Batman, blah blah blah. So that's
you almost sounded exactly like him.
Just like him. That's why I do like my was it pull box calls? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, like this isn't like a bad issue. I do want to read more about this team. I do like how they're like, you know, all the focus is on Gotham and Metropolis, but we have things happening here in where is it? Atlanta, where we had to deal with metahumans, and also you do need to read what happened with what's the storyline with Amanda Waller going
absolute power.
Yeah, so you gotta read that too, guys. Which I'm sure if you're watching the show, you've already read it, but the ramifications for what Waller did in that series comes into play here. So it's worth checking out. Genuinely, if you like any of these characters on the cover and you want to see them in more books, that still is either a miniseries, max series, or whatever. It's worth checking out this issue. And for selfish reasons, I want to see more Vixen because I adore her. So yes, that's my little quick Power Company review.
And also, if you guys like comic books that star Black characters and you're looking for a place where they discuss them a lot and give good feedback on both mainstream books and independent creators, Black Comic Lords, which is a great group on, I think I know them from Facebook, but they might be other places. They're an awesome community. So you might go and join that group so you can see there's a ton of really great characters out there you can dive into. Okay, so I picked this book up specifically because I follow Liam Sharp, who is an amazing artist who created Starhenge, the whole universe, but you know his work from other things too. But I did not know that Savage Sword of Conan, because I know that he was saying that he had a story that was in it. So I was just thinking that they didn't give him an entire, the story artist changed throughout the book. That's not the way this book is put together. And I don't know how I didn't know that. I'm going to go back and try to find the other issues of this because it's really cool. This is like the old school Savage Sword of Conan magazine size books in which it would have a bunch of different tales in it, which were shorter tales. So think 6-page, 8-page tales, really good, complete stories in different art styles by whole different creative teams. And interspersed in there are prose stories. So think 2 or 3 page prose stories, sometimes with some illustration, like a traditional graphic novel would be. And there was even one in there, it was like a single page, I think it's Dan Panosian cover art, but the entirety of the tale is told in like poetry, loose poetry line in the image. So if you like Panosian art, is a really killer thing. But the Liam Sharp issue in here is so beautiful. If you've been following him, you've seen him he's been posting the images of his art as he's been working on them. And so when I opened it up, I expected his to be representative of like the very best of the art that would be part of such a kind of an anthological book. But every single artist and story blew my mind with how gorgeous that they can make the same universe and character. I think there's only so many ways you can draw bulging muscles, but they look so good. It's like all frameable beautifulness. So even if you're not really into like swords and superheroes, swords and what do they call this?
Swords and sorcery.
And sorceries. You might just enjoy this because it's just so good. You might have a hard time finding them in your LCS because of the size of them. They might have had to put them somewhere not in the normal comic book area. So just ask them.
It's cool. I always like when like comic books do that. They have like the pro stories like with them too. So that's awesome.
Yeah, there's been a bunch of books that I can think of in my last 10 years where they'll have the regular story, like a regular comic book story, but then there's been somebody that's had a 2-pager at the end that's been either related or not related, just like a really great story. Oh, we're not actually done. You just couldn't find any pictures. All right, we're going to do something super special, guys. So I feel like it's been like 3 weeks that they have been messaging me and telling me to expect this to come. So this is from my friends at Dark Horse Comics that they said, we're sending this to some influencers. Well, it accidentally came to me because I don't influence anything. But anyway, they wanted us to kind of like drop this like big announcement stuff. I don't know if they meant for me to do it like in a public, like live thing like this, but this is the way it's going to go down. So get ready to type furiously if you like to spoil things for the internet for stuff that be the first person to know news. All right. So I only saw a little hint of what this has on it. I hope it means what I think it means. So I pulled the envelope out that much, and that's what I saw. So it's from Dark Horse, and there's an umbrella on this. What do you think we're going to be seeing in here?
Squee!
Squee! Yeah, I know! Me too! All right, so I will tell you, I am so excited. I'm so excited. Please be the thing. Please be the thing. Umbrella Academy is back. Oh my goodness. All right, wait, let's see what else they're going to tell us. They're going to tell us. I'm going to read it. Okay, you guys ready? There's a big poster. Will you hold the poster, like open the poster? Okay, it says, arriving in comic shops in June 2025, Gerard Way and Gabriel Ba's best-selling superhero series returns, stranger than ever, in the Umbrella Academy Plan B. It picks up directly after the events of Hotel Oblivion and is the original creative team. It will have 6 variant covers with fancy people. All right, here we go. I'm going to read this to you. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. After the mass release of the city's greatest foes and the chaos that followed in Hotel Oblivion, the Umbrella Academy faces their most fearsome challenge to date, their other brothers and sisters. Known only as the Sparrows, they share a different connection to Sir Reginald Hargreaves and Mom. No one knows how to hurt each other more than family, and this powerful, ruthless brood will spare no brutality in favor of their sole objective, control, and the obedient glare that comes with it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at what they sent us. Yeah, that's cool. That's a Hotel Oblivion, we call it book plate.
I also like bookmarks.
Oh, and sorry, I'm a new student. Just so you know, I guess. I'm a new student, so I'm going to wear it. What else was in here? Oh, smaller poster. And this is the cool information ordering books. So it's officially being called Umbrella Academy Plan B. So you can add that to your pull box. You can add it to your pull box. Oh, I'm so excited. I've been missing everything Umbrella Academy since the show ended, even though the show ended kind of like in a weird way. So now they get to do whatever the heck they want. So there you go. You guys got to see it. Thank you for my friends at Dark Horse for letting us be part of this cool announcement. There is a QR code on the back of this.
Curious.
Here, let me make sure this is not like an advanced copy of this. I will share the QR code with you guys, but it's just informational. Just order information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just order information. So it won't do you guys any good. But definitely add it to your pull list. And I'm so excited. I did not get to read the original series as it released. So this will be my chance to do that. Also, there's new previews out this week. I keep on thinking that the very last previews is going to release, but it keeps going. So, and again, a reminder, definitely go and support your local comic shops by showing up for their free comic book day, dropping a couple bucks, helping support the charities that are local to you, shaking the hands of the people that are sweating in their costumes, that are being official about it or unofficial, compliment them, take their picture. It costs you nothing to make someone's day by saying, can I take a picture of your costume? They worked really hard on it and probably spent a bunch of money. So you know how it feels when people acknowledge your extra effort. And also go find some comic books. And you can still use comicshoplocator.com to use the zip code for where you are if you're traveling, or if you want to just try out a new comic shop in your zip code. It's easy to do. Will there be bookmarks for Free Comic Book Day this year?
Actually, that's a very good question. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I know there's a bunch of cool books out there. The one I'm the most excited about is I want to go upstairs actually and read. We got ours in Big Rig. It's the one that Post Malone is doing, and he's really supporting it, y'all. He go out there and see he's made videos and all that kind of stuff. He uses the F-bomb. Just be aware. Don't be watching it with your kids in the room unless they're used to Post Malone's language. But
which, I mean, come on.
You know what you're getting. I actually posted it on my store site and didn't give a warning. I'm like, people know what they're getting into. All right, everybody. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh, I was just going to say, Post seems like the kind of guy that is so easily approachable and you could just hang out with him. Like, I love watching his interviews just because he seems like such a chill guy. Just wanted to remind everybody, though, coming up next, don't be late for a very important date. Welcome to Wonderland Comics with Rich Davis. Then after that, come hang out with not only the greatest showman in modern comics, but one of the craziest. Crazy good time kicking it with Henri.
Oh.
And also, if you go to the Experience YouTube page, I have a post. Now, I didn't size the thumbnail up right, but you might see something similar to this. If you have any questions for Kyle and I, go to that post and leave them there. We're going to have some community folks on the show with us Wednesday. We're just going to be talking about the EXP and things we plan on the future, things that are working, some things we can improve on, things like that. Kind of like a community kind of panel thing. So, and I love this so much. Kyle cracks me up every time he sends those to me.
It looks like, seriously, it looks like Expama. One big word on the end.
But yeah, and as Miss Jen said, if you go to your LCS or wherever you're going for Free Comic Book Day, try to drop a couple bucks in there. She's not wrong. The comics aren't free for them, but they're free for you. So just give them a hand, spend a couple bucks, go through their back issues. Like, you'll find some gems in back issue bins, I promise you.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining us here for Minutes of Skim It.
Join the party. Head over to our Linktree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.